Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying.
At the end of your session, you say you really enjoy gambling and find it hard to quit gambling, but you also feel guilty about hurting your family. What are you expressing? A. Empathetic reflection. B. Summarization. C. Reframing. D. An encourager. The answer is A. Empathetic reflection is what you're expressing because you are acknowledging the client's problem and what they're feeling about their family. You are empathetic about how the client is feeling about their family and their gambling habits and finding it hard to quit. And you are showing empathy by reflecting what the client has said. And it shows that you are listening to the client. What is victimization? Victimization is the process of being harmed or exploited by another person or system. An example of victimization could include a woman who is sexually or physically abused by their spouse, or an individual walks outside to find their car has been broken into or stolen. Victimization is experiencing negative consequences of the intentional acts taken by another individual to cause harm to individuals or their property. Your client, who is in an outpatient hospital program, is keeping a journal of irrational thoughts. This would be A. An unethical practice based on the MBCC ethical guidelines. B. Considered a standardized test. C. An informal assessment technique. D. An altitude measure. The answer is C. An informal assessment technique is when an individual keeps a journal of irrational thoughts. It can also include self-reports, case notes, checklists, and more that would fall into the informal assessment technique. An informal assessment technique is a method of evaluation where the counselor will test the client's knowledge with no standard criteria or rubric. What is a violence risk assessment? A violence risk assessment is the evaluation of an individual's potential for violent behavior. Violence risk assessments are evidence-based procedures to help identify historical and current risks, as well as protective factors of an individual who pose a violent risk. According to Daryl Wing Su and David Su's tripartite framework, which of the following is not an element associated with multicultural competence? A. Awareness. B. Intention. C. Knowledge. D. Skills. The answer is B. Intention is not an element associated with multicultural competence, whereas awareness, knowledge, and skills are elements associated with multicultural competence. We have to be aware of our client's culture. We need to know information about our client's culture, and that's where knowledge steps in, and have these skills to be able to incorporate different modalities, techniques, and treatment plans specifically for their culture and make sure that it is proven effective for them. Intention is not an element that is associated with multicultural competence. That is all 5 questions for this episode. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.